Heyo, it's Meadow, and today I'm going to be doing a story time about when I went to Vidcon. I went back in July of 2019, which was the last Vidcon US before COVID hit us, and I just thought I would talk about it because it was something I wanted to go to for so long, and I finally got to go, and it was an amazing experience that I would like to share. So let's get into it. My dad and I flew into Anaheim, California on July 9th, 2019. The convention didn't start until the next day, but we flew in a day early just to, get to know our surroundings. That first day, we just kind of walked around the surrounding area of our hotel, and in that surrounding area obviously was the convention center. We walked over there and it was all gated off and stuff. You couldn't go walk on the property or anything. I'd seen pictures of it from people that I knew that had gone to VidCon, and YouTubers that I like go there and take videos there and everything, and seeing it there in front of me, I was like, oh my god, like I am actually here and I'm actually going to VidCon. 11-year-old me would be pooping because 16-year-old me was pooping. After that, we just kind of like kept walking around, and this part is a little bit irrelevant to the VidCon part, but I felt it important to share. We passed a gift shop. In the window of this gift shop, do you know what I saw? Her. I saw two of her in the window of that gift shop, and I knew what I had to do. So I walked in there, I bought both of them. Getting back to the VidCon part of the story, I remember that night just sitting in my bed, eating snackies while watching like old Smosh videos, because I was like, I'm here and I'm actually gonna meet these people. The next day I had to get up pretty early because VidCon events start relatively early. I got there like when they opened, and I actually met two friends that I had met on the internet through Smosh, Parker and Cassidy. Here's a picture of me with them. And we spent most of that day together just kind of like walking around the outside because they would not let you inside the convention center. The outside area of the convention center was all decorated and there was like activities going on and stuff. So we explored some of that stuff, and as it got later there was like a little concert. It was just like a bunch of YouTubers that do music that were performing, so that was interesting. The next day I was actually meeting Smosh. I had to wake up really early because my meet and greet, I had to be in the line for the meet and greet at 10 a.m. Got up, got ready, ran my way to the convention center, and I met Cassidy and her friend Meg there. We finally get in, and I'm kind of on autopilot at this point because I'm like, I had a place and a time that I had to be somewhere. We finally get into like the actual meet and greet hall, and I'm in the line waiting to meet Smosh, and everyone's waiting for them to come out, and they finally come out. It's the big group. That moment, seeing YouTubers in real life is crazy, especially when you've been watching them for what, 6-7 years at that point. Like with Dan and Phil, because I had met them by this point. I met them back in 2018 on their tour. I saw them at their first tour, and then I saw them at Playlist, and then I saw them at their second tour and met them there. I had already seen them 2 times prior to meeting them, so I was like kind of, okay with like, okay, like I've seen these people in real life. Smosh I had not once seen in real life, and I had been watching them longer than I had been watching Dan and Phil when I met them. So I was just like, that's okay. Mind blown. Like, truly, I don't have any other words than that. And the line starts moving, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting so close. Holy I talked to the girl behind us in line. Me and Cassidy and Meg were all together, obviously. She agreed to record the video for me, which was so kind of her because I tend to do this thing where I kind of mentally black out when I meet people that I look up to. Me, Meg, and Cassidy finally get up there. Cassidy goes first, like, right there. And I'm seeing one of my close friends meet this group. And then Meg goes, and Meg asked me to record for her, so obviously I record for her, and I have to put her phone in my back pocket when I go up to meet them. Since Meg went before me, and Meg had just met me, like I had never spoken to Meg before meeting her at VidCon because she was friends with Cassidy. She knew that I've been watching Smosh for a long time just from that like 24 hours that we'd known each other, and she told Ian, like the girl behind her, which was me, had been watching Smosh since 2013, and it meant a lot to me that I was meeting them and to give me a big hug. When it was my turn, I just kind of shoved Meg's phone in my back pocket because I didn't have time to like give it to her. They rush you at meet and greets. They've got a schedule and they have a big line. I walk up there, I hugged Shane first, then Olivia. I feel kind of bad because Olivia opened her arms, but I wanted to hug Shane first because of the line. Anyway, so I get to Ian, and he delivers that big hug that Meg told him to give me, which, like, as I said, I black out during meet and greets, but I remember that moment. Like, I will never forget that hug. Once Ian hugged me, it turned into a group hug, and it was like, such a crazy moment for me. Like, I've been waiting for this for so long. And after I got out of that hug with Ian, Courtney looked at me and she saw the shirt that I had on, and she was like, oh my god, that's an old Smosh shirt. That's an OG. I was like, yeah, like, and I explained what I said. I think I said, like, I got it at Hot Topic and I tweeted Smosh about it or something like that, because I did inform them of the shirt. There's the tweet of me informing them of the shirt and them being like, where'd you find that? And I don't remember much of the conversation. You can barely hear it because it's so loud and the person recording was so far away. But that moment was awesome.
They hold up, that's right, Smoshers. Yeah. Thank you. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
After that, we walk off, and I have a video of me, I think, still on my phone where I'm like, oh my god, I just met Smosh! Okay, so I just met Smosh, and Ian complimented my shirt! And Cassidy and I knew that Anthony had a panel at the same time as the Smosh meet and greet, which, that's a little schemy of VidCon to do. You all know, right? Like, it's Anthony Padilla and Smosh. Like, you did a meet and greet and his panel at the same time. That's fishy to me. Anyway, we ran across that convention center to get to that panel because I was going to see Anthony Padilla today. We run across the building, we find the hall, I walk in there, and obviously we're like way in the back of the room because it was filled up by other people that had gotten there on time. I caught the last 15 minutes of it, and obviously, as I explained, seeing YouTubers that you've watched for 6 years in real life is insanely surreal. Seeing him, I was like, dude, what? Wait. Obviously I was far away, but seeing him in person, again, like that, dude. And I tried to get up to the barrier to meet him at the end, but obviously I was way in the back and I didn't make it up in time to get close enough. After that, I had like a schedule. I had like a minute-to-minute plan schedule pretty much for VidCon because I'm into like a lot of YouTubers and they're all doing panels and everything, and I had to like run from place to place to get to the panels I wanted to go to see all the YouTubers that I wanted to see. My next panel was the Escape the Night panel because they had a new season coming out, but the group of YouTubers that I saw, just like picture this because they all have drama with one another now. So the group that was sat in front of me, I'll put a picture up on the screen. It's a little blurry because I was kind of far away, but here's the group and I will name them all. It was Daniel Prada, Joey's boyfriend at the time, Joey Graceffa, Colleen Ballinger, Rosanna Pansino, Bretman Rock, I-Justine, Alex Wasabi, Daystorm Power, Timothy, I don't know how to say his last name, Gabby Hanna, and Tana Mojo. Can y'all imagine that for like 1 second? Because that's like crazy to think about now, that they were all just like sitting on a couch together acting like everything was fine. But I saw the first episode of the new season, which was really fun. And then after that, of course, I had to run somewhere else because my day was planned minute by minute. After that, there was a Smosh panel. Since Cassidy and Meg didn't go to the Escape the Night panel, they went to the Smosh panel when I got to the Escape the Night panel, and they got front row seats and they saved a seat for me. Like, they put all their stuff in it so that I could sit there. And it was like a Twitter Q&A.
Oh yeah! What's good, Vidcon? That's right! I'm going to punch one of those pillars and destroy it with a single karate chop!
At the end of that panel, they showed us the Smosh Summer Games trailer. After that, they were like, we got the team's merch at the merch stand. So I went over there and I got my Toxicity t-shirt. And I also bought a Smosh hoodie. So after the Smosh panel and getting my merch, I had yet another place to run. Would you believe it? BuzzFeed Unsolved was doing a panel and I had to see the Ghoul Boys.
Person wakes up, looks in their sleeping bag, and sees a little person freaks out.
Yeah.
Closet the tent.
Okay.
Takes off all their clothes.
Yeah, that part, I guess you could go back to
Maybe Alien was grabbing at the clothes. Give me your clothes.
Or, what if they weren't sleeping? What if they were getting frisky?
Yeah, and free.
I guess it was an orgy. Okay, yeah, they're having an orgy in their tents. Aliens come in and go, let me join in this fight.
No,
you
there's
just have all the fun.
just a tiny gray hand just lands on their fist. Like, and then there's just.
So that was the end of the actual first day of VidCon, which was July 11th, even though the convention started on July 10th. July 12th comes around. I didn't have any meet and greets planned this day, so I kind of had my day open and not have to like wait in a line forever. I could just go from panel to panel to panel. I didn't even have any panels planned for really early in the day. But once I finally did get there, Cassie texted me and was like, hey, Lasercorn and Mario are doing an impromptu meet and greet. Here's the pictures. And then after that, guess who was having a panel? It was Anthony. Me, Cassidy, Parker, and Meg all go to this panel together. We get seats like literally in the second or third row back from the stage. It wasn't Anthony's panel, it was like 5 other YouTubers with him. But obviously I was there for one man and one man only. But as we were sitting there waiting for the panel to start, Keith and Noah of Smosh decided to do another impromptu meet and greet at the Smosh merch station. Parker, Meg, and Cassidy all decided they would rather be doing that, which completely understand. They were more into Smosh, I was more into Anthony, so they went to go do that, and I was by myself, which was a little frightening. But my priority, because I'd been wanting to meet them since 2013, was seeing Ian and Anthony. I'm not saying I don't like the rest of Smosh, like, I do. I was just sitting there waiting for it to start by myself at that point, and then the YouTubers walk out. I see Anthony Padilla sitting in front of me, and I'm like, huh, ha ha ha. I listen to the panel, mostly pay attention to Anthony, because that's why I'm there. At the end of the panel, of course, everyone runs up to the barrier, me included. Out of the 6 YouTubers on that panel, the only one that stayed behind to meet people was Anthony Padilla. God bless. I'm like kind of far down the line because he starts over here and makes his way down this way, and I'm like right here, and this is like the end, right? I'm waiting, and he keeps like going back and forth, like, it's like, is he ever gonna get to me? So I'm standing there, I'm like, man. As he's getting like way closer, finally, he's like 2 people before me. I remember like seeing him and just like that close, I was like, because I wasn't supposed to meet him that day. I was supposed to, my meet and greet with him is the day afterward, right? When I saw him, like, I remember like, I'm gonna sound weird talking about this, and I'm just gonna have to accept that, and so are all of you. For some reason, when I saw this man's arm, his hairy ass arm, for some reason I had like this image in my mind of him like sitting in a blue shirt on the old couch at the Smosh house with his, it felt like 2012 to me. That was the image of Anthony that played in my mind when he got that close to me. He walked up to me. I didn't get to record this, obviously, because I was meeting him myself and I didn't have anyone with me. And I forgot to screen record because I was nervous. He hugged me and he was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, great. I was like, how are you? He was like, I'm good. And he was like, do you want to take a picture? And I was like, yeah. And I get out my phone and I'm like, can you take it? I'm shaking because when I met a problematic musician back in 2017, I was shaking so bad that the picture came out blurry, and I was not, with Anthony Padilla, that cannot happen. So I gave him my phone, he took the picture, and I don't really remember the exchange of words after that, but I do remember, because I wanted to tell him, like, hey, I'm gonna be at your meet and greet tomorrow. And we exchanged this, like, glance before he walked to the next person of, like, are you gonna say something? And me being like, I have something to say, but, like, not being able to get it out. He moved on to the next person. I didn't get to tell him. So after that, obviously, I'm freaking the fuck out. I just met Anthony Padilla, and I wasn't, like, that wasn't planned. Like, I didn't know that was gonna happen that day. I don't have anyone to, like, talk to because nobody's with me, so I'm just, like, by myself walking out of the panel after meeting him silently, just, like, right after that panel, I had an Amazing Phil panel to go to. Again, my day was planned minute by minute. So I go to my Amazing Phil panel, and again, I'm alone, so I wove my way up into the crowd to get relatively close. I was not paying attention to any of Phil's panel, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I was just like, I just met Anthony Padilla. I, of course, tweeted the picture. I sent it to the group chat with all my friends at Vidcon. I sent it to my father. This man had the audacity. Because I have a Smosh wall in my room, which I believe I've talked about in videos before, and that's been on my wall since 2014. And my dad really said, is that Anthony? Here's actually the text conversation. Funny, but not funny at all. So, you know, the Phil panel happens. I'm not really paying attention. I'm more like, I just met Anthony to every single person that I know. And then later, Parker and I wanted to go see the Try Guys, and they did like a drag show kind of thing against actual drag queens. So we went and we saw that. And that was the end of technically day 2 of Vidcon. So then the next day, this is the day that I'm meeting Anthony Padilla. The planned meeting with Anthony Padilla. But that day starts out, you know, I wake up, I put on my planned outfit for the day. I go to the convention center way early because there's a line to get into the convention center. Me, Cassidy, and Meg, I believe, are all waiting, and I think Parker joined us later. We finally get in, and there is a Smoshcast panel that we all went to, and after that, Cassidy and I had to go get in line for the Anthony meet and greet. There was a contest to enter to do a try not to laugh thing with Smosh later that night, and Cassidy had entered it within the time of walking from the Smosh panel to the line to meet Anthony. And while we're in line to meet Anthony, like once we actually get into the meet and greet hall, because there's a line before the other line, which is, we're in line waiting, and Cassidy gets an email saying she won. We were both like, holy shit, oh my god. Finally, you know, we get up in line. Cassidy agrees to record me meeting Anthony because she knows, like, this one's important. This one's this one's the big money. So I get up there, I meet him, and again, brain goes into autopilot. I really don't remember much of what I said to him, but we were matching colors. And we also both said thank you so much at the same time. Like here, I'll just play the video for you. Here it is.
Hi. You're good, you're good.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Good, great, in fact.
Can we do like a back-to-back of like ta-da?
Yeah. Over here's the middle.
Awesome. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
Let's do like this, more like same.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and one more for me. 1, 2, and
Thank you so much. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Right after that, Shane and Damien decided to do a meet and greet at the Smosh merch stand. So right after we meet Anthony, Cassidy and I run with Parker, because we wait for Parker because he was a couple people behind us, I believe. I'm barely focused on the fact that I'm running. I'm like, I just met Anthony video, look at the video. Like, I'm like sending it to everyone that I know, like trying to, you know, piss my pants about it. We also meet Shane and Damien for the second time because we'd all met Smosh by this point. And after that, we're just all kind of walking around because it's like that was the last meet and greet that I had planned, and this is like the last day of VidCon. We're walking around. The entire Smosh Games group is just standing out in the middle of the fucking convention center. I meet Mari again. I get to meet Wes. I also got more pictures for Lasercorn.
He waited for everything to turn dark, bracing himself for the violent ejection. It never came.
And after that, we had to wait a good few hours. Cassidy got separated from us because she had won the Try Not to Laugh thing. There was the Night of Awesome. Finally was the Try Not to Laugh bit with Cassidy. That shit was so funny, and especially with one of my close friends like being up there. I recorded the whole thing for her on my phone. Like I was literally sitting there like this. So after that, I didn't get to say like a proper goodbye to Cassidy because she had a concert to go to after with her friend Kendra. I spent the night with Parker, and then there was something called Vidcon Prom that night too. But we went to Vidcon Prom. There was a girl wearing an avocado costume who was on all fours swinging her head around. She bonked it on the concrete. I was a little worried for her, but it was also really funny. Like, I can't lie to you. After VidCon Prom ended, that was the end of my VidCon experience. In conclusion, as if this is an essay, VidCon was one of the best experiences of my life. I finally got to meet the people that inspired me to obviously want to do YouTube. I hadn't started yet by then, but I knew like they were the people that made me want to pursue this dream at all. I know like there are YouTubers that like complain about it, and I understand why. But for fans, like that experience was awesome, and especially if you're into like a lot of YouTubers and the craziness of running around all the time and trying to catch the next YouTuber and finding out where these people are and what they're doing. It's like, it's so high energy and it's so much fun. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. And if you did, you should give it a like and subscribe, you know, for fun. And I will see you guys next week. Bye!